Hello my friends, and welcome to Paulina Art. Today we're going to be painting these nice fall baskets with some small pumpkins and sunflowers. This is my own creation and design. I'm going to leave a link on the description box below so you can download my pattern for free. I'm also going to list below all the colors that I use for this painting. If you would like to see how I created this pretty fall basket, stay with me and let's paint together. Today I'm working on 11 by 14 acrylic paper. I have started, as you can see. What I did is I put a light coat of gesso. And then I started creating the sky with some blue. And as I got closer to my horizon line, I added more of the white gesso. I used this large filbert brush. And for the bottom part, I did a mix of my gesso with some of blue and a little bit of my real brown. After my background was dry, I traced my pattern, and the next thing I did was I painted my flowers and the pumpkins with white, just because these colors are going to be lighter colors and I want them to be really vibrant. What we're going to do now, we're going to start painting the pumpkins. I'm going to be using this angled brush, and I'm going to grab a little bit of my gel medium. Now I'm going to pick up some yellow and some berry wine and a little bit of red, because I want my pumpkins to be a nice orange color. Now I'm going to start painting my pumpkins. I'm going to start with the one that is further back. And with a small damp brush, we can clean up a little bit the areas we went over. I'm going to do this one, was further back. With a round brush and some of my berry wine, I'm going to start painting the basket. And if I go over it, I'm just going to clean it up. With a small filbert brush, I'm going to pick up some white and some brown and a little bit of my berry wine. I have a little bit of my berry wine in there too. And with this color, I'm going to start creating the weave of the basket. And I'm going to do the first line in here. And then the other ones, I'm going to start curving them a little bit. Just leaving a little bit of space between them. Now we're going to start doing the weave by doing a line here. Then we're going to skip one. We're going to do it on the next one. Like that. The second row, we're going to do a line where we missed it on the first time, on the first row. And we're going to try to do a little bit of a round effect. Okay, so we're gonna do the one we missed. We're gonna do it now. Doesn't have to be perfect, just to create the illusion of the weave. With a round brush, we can add a little bit of shadows just to create more of the illusion of the weave. I'm going to add a little bit of white in the center in here to create the effect of roundness. And with the same color and the same brush, that I created the weave, I'm going to add a little bit of a braid effect in here. Like that. With brown and berry wine, I'm just going to create the effect of the braid, adding a little bit of shadow. I'm going to add a little bit of white just to add a little bit more dimension. And with the same small filbert brush, I'm going to add some of the brown and berry wine at the underneath here, just to create a bit of a shadow from the edge of the basket. And there's going to be this leaf, so we're going to add a shadow in there. And from this leaf, we're going to create a shadow here too. We're going to add a little bit of roundness, some shadow to create the roundness of the basket. And I'm just going to clean up in here. With a little bit of white, I'm going to touch up the stems of my pumpkin. And my leaves that are going to be in here, I'm going to touch them up a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of shadow here. And here. I have a little bit of yellow on the tip of my brush and some green at the heel. And I'm also adding a little bit of white with the yellow. Now I'm going to start doing some of the leaves of my pumpkin. And I'm just doing the top half. Now I'm going to do this one that's at the bottom. And with the brush loaded the opposite way, with the dark at the tip and the light at the heel, I'm going to do the other side of the leaf. And I'm going to do the other leaves exactly the same way with the light at the top. With the brush loaded the same way, we're going to do these stems. And with a brown brush and our dark green, we're going to define this a little bit more. We're defining our stems a little bit more. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to go back to them later. With a little bit of brown and green, we're going to add some definition. Just to one side of the stem. And with a little bit of white and yellow, we're going to add some light. And with a little bit of green, we can add these little twirlies. We're adding a little bit of white in here to our petals of our sunflowers. Okay, with a Q-tip and a little bit of brown, I'm just going to dab the center of my sunflowers. Quick and easy. With the other side of the Q-tip, I'm picking up some yellow and I'm going to dab a little bit around the edge. And I can even add a little bit of white. And if we put too much yellow, we can adjust and put a little bit more brown. With the same angled brush that I did my pumpkins, I have some berry wine at the toe and some yellow at the heel. I'm going to start creating the petals of my sunflowers, and I'm just going to press my brush and bring it up like this. And we want to give them a little bit of movement to make them more like they're blowing a little bit with a breeze. Let's do the leaves on these ones. And for the leaves of the sunflowers, I'm picking up some white with green to create this light green. And I have a little bit of dark green at the heel. And with the brush loaded the opposite way, I'm just going to go on this side. We're going to add a little bit of white in here, make sure our petals are going to be super bright. While that dries, we're going to make this leaves. Let's do these ones. We're going to do them the same way. We can add some lighter petals with some white on the tip and yellow at the heel. Just to add a little brightness. With a little bit of brown and berry wine, I'm going to go back and add more color to these stems. We're going to add some shadows in here just to give the painting more dimension. Some shadow from the leaves. Okay, with a little bit of white and yellow, we're going to add a little bit of highlights at the top of our pumpkins, just to give them a little bit of life. We can add a little bit of shadow from the leaves if we want to. Let's add the shadow at the bottom. Okay, our painting is almost done. We're going to add some shadow at the bottom using some blue, the same blue we use for the sky, and a little bit of brown. And we're just going to brush a little bit of shadow like this, just to give the painting more volume. With my angle brush and some berry wine on the toe and some yellow at the heel, I'm going to add a few little fall leaves in here. Okay, my friends, fall basket painting is done. The last thing I did was I added a little bit of yellow in here just to brighten up the bottom, and I splattered some of the blue at the top, and I really like the way it turned out. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed painting it. I'm going to bring you at least one more fall painting for this month of September. And stay tuned, because in October there's gonna be a few Halloween paintings. If you like this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any future content from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.